their district. If you can come out and stick them right off the bat and let them know it's going to be a football game, this would, could be a very close one, I think.
Well, you know, we got to get our kids to believe that they can win a football game, and I think we've got that stress to them right now that, you know, we're going to walk on the field and win a football game, and if we got anybody else that doesn't think they can, then we'll be in a football game. And, you know, they're very sound. You know, John Burroughs is probably looking past us. It was really an easy ball game for him last year, and, you know, he's going to expect the same type of ball game, but especially with our sophomore tackles, he's going to really hit hard at. But at the same time, if we come out ready to play a football game and, you know, we hold them up for, you know, 3 or 4 downs and then make them punt and don't let them have the first down, just march it down the field, and we're going to be in a football game tonight.
Coach, good luck. Stay injury-free. We'll talk to you on the Pinos postgame show.
All right, thank you, Troy.
Pinos head coach Paul Hickman on the pregame show. Live from suburban St. Louis. We're at Webster Groves High School. In the pregame, it is chilly, downright cold, and a lot of blowing full scale at this point. We'll continue with the pregame show in a moment and run down the tentative offensive starters for both the Bombers and the Pinos. That's when our Pinos pregame show continues following this 1-minute timeout. 1 minute here, 1 minute here. 1 minute. Okay. David Fears.
Game's perfect.
Everything sounds great? Yep. Great. Now there's pressure for us to continue. Yeah. Oh, I got it right on the money, but I appreciate you being there as a backup. Because it's inevitable. I'm going to forget once or twice.
And I couldn't hear the tape come on, so.
Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Toss of the coin is being made by the referee, Richard Zier.
Let's take a look at the offensive starters for both teams tonight. First of all, for the John Burroughs Bombers, the host in this contest, the first round of the 2A district playoffs. Actually, districts were last week. Both teams won. They're coming off victories. Cardinal Ritter lost to Burroughs last week 27-12, and of course the Pinos took the District 4 championship 14-6 over Blair Oaks. The Bombers are 6-3. They come out of the tough ABC League in St. Louis. At quarterback, Jim Edwards. He's a senior. He can throw the football. He's shown that ability in the warm-ups. Their main running back, the main rushing threat, is Bill Lockmiller. He's a senior. One other running back, Bob Cranston. He's a senior. We don't have height and weights on these Bomber players. We apologize for that. The fullback is Ken Ken Ikeda. He's a junior. The left offensive end, Tom Donnie. His name's spelled D-A-N-I-S, but it's pronounced Donnie. He's a senior at left offensive end. Left offensive tackle, Tom Bryant. He's a junior. Left offensive guard, Brian Turkin. He's a senior. The center is Jim Schanfeld, a senior. Right offensive guard, Chip Grace, a senior. Right offensive tackle, Andy Wilson, a junior, or John Shaper. He's a senior. And the right offensive end is Chris Schinicker, and he is an all-around threat for the Bombers and a tremendous kicker. Both teams are at midfield right now, at least their captains are, and they've been presented with their district plaques. And now the starting offenses and defenses, for that matter, will be introduced to the crowd here at Moss Field on the campus of Webster Groves High School in suburban St. Louis. The Pinos and the Bombers. And now the Bombers lineup is being introduced. Let's move to the Pinos offense. At quarterback, Paul Sloop, 5'9", 165, a senior. He's 27 of 76 through the air, 4 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and he was an honorable mention pick as all-conference quarterback. The tailback, Blake Cutting, 6 foot, 170, a senior, 213 yards last week against the Blair Oaks Falcons. And so far on the year, he stands at 1,187, 10 touchdowns rushing. He's an all-conference first-team pick. The fullback is John Safely, 6'3", 225, a junior. One tight end, Tim Cushion, 6'1", 180, a senior. 6 receptions on the year for 95 yards. He was honorable mention all Tri-County Conference. Left offensive tackle, Danny Porter, 6 foot, 215, a sophomore. Honorable mention all Tri-County Conference. The left offensive guard, Travis Porter, 6'2", 200, a sophomore. The center is Clint Blankenship. He's a junior, 6 foot, 185, a junior. Second team all-conference pick in the Tri-County at center. Right offensive guard, Steve McGill, second team all-conference, 5'10", 190, a senior. Right tackle, Trevor Theroff, 6'4", 230, a sophomore. The tight end on the other side, Greg Job, 6 foot, 185, a senior. And the wingback is Shane Dunaway, 5'8", 165, a senior. Listen to these credentials. Dunaway was second team all-conference receiver, first team all-conference punter, honorable mention all-conference kicker, and first team all-conference defensive back. The coaches in the Tri-County certainly like Mr. Dunaway. So those are the tentative offensive starters for the Bombers and the Pintos. We'll come back with the opening kickoff from Webster Groves High School following this 1-minute timeout.
Number 54, Brian Turkin.
You got it? Okay, Dave, actually this is a 1-minute commercial timeout and then the opening billboard. So once again, Dave, this is a 1-minute commercial timeout and then the opening billboard. I said 1-minute timeout. That's for the commercials only. He can hear me, Candy. Okay. So actually, Sue, this break is 2 minutes long because we got 1 minute of commercial and then the billboard. Boys, I hope we don't miss the darn start of the game here.
And number 4, Tom Donnie. And the Bomber coaches, Todd Fall, Tom O'Keefe, and Jim.
Hope we don't miss it. A matter of seconds, the first round of the 2A high school football playoffs will get underway. I'm Troy Treasure alongside is Jeff Shackelford. After a 1-week hiatus, Jeff is back and we're set to go. We're underway into the football. Booting it for the Bombers and taking it at his own 10 is Cutting. Cutting to the 15, out to the 20, the 25, across the 30, out near the 35. He may have even gotten across the 35. And a good return on the opening kickoff by Blake Cutting and Jeff Shackelford. Great to have you back. Brian Schnuck made that tackle. Mr. Cutting, you know that. Everybody knows that. The Bombers know it. He's going to have a big game if California's going to pull the upset.
Yeah, it's a wonder they didn't kick away from him, Troy. They've watched him a lot in the game films. They know all about Blake Cutting, and they're going to be watching him close tonight.
Mark the ball at about the 37-yard line. First and 10, the Pintos from our right to our left. Right now, the Bombers looking like they're in a That looks like a 5-3 defense at this point to start the ball game. Wing right formation. Split backfield. Handoff, Cutting, right tackle. Stuck hard. He loses 2 yards. Bursting through there on the far side, Brian Turkin to make the tackle for John Burroughs. This Burroughs team doesn't impress you with size, but their speed, their quickness, and their willingness to deliver a blow really stand out at you, Jeff.
Yeah, and that young offensive line of California will get a test tonight, Troy. These are some good defensive ball players, and I think that offensive line is going to be really tested.
Loss of a yard, a 2nd and 11 from their own 36. I formation, wing to the near side, Dunaway, double tight end setup. Here's the snap and Schloop, pitches to Cutting, coming near side. He sweeps, he cuts, he dives across the original line of scrimmage. Fumble football. I think California might have recovered, and in that fumble, they pick up a couple of yards. Greg Job was the man that recovered the fumble by Cutting. But they're going to mark Cutting down prior to the fumble, it looks like, so they won't get that yardage that they gained out of the fumble. They did pick up 2 yards, so it's 3rd down and 9 facing the Pintos. The ball at their own 38. Wide to the far side is Blake Cutting. Wide to the near side is Shane Dunaway. The lone setback is safely. Double tight end setup. Job to the near side, Cushion far side. Here's the snap, and Schloop drops back to pass. Looks far side, throws, and it's complete. Complete to Cushion far side, and a good catch by Tim Cushion, but it's well shy of the first down. They only picked up about 4 yards on that completion. So the Pintos will have to punt the football away. Our production team here at the site, Ray and Sue Rouse. Our in-studio director is Dandy Dave Ewersman on a chilly night for football. Moss Field, Webster Groves. Actually, this is the junior high school, but they play their varsity football games here. Webster Groves, the Statemen. They're the defending 4A state champions, the Webster Groves Statesmen. They're playing Union tonight. Here's the punt by Dunaway. Lockmiller is back deep, and Lockmiller takes it for the Falcons, or pardon me, for the Bombers. He's at the 25, out to the 30, 35, still on his feet, across the 40 to the 45-yard line, and Lockmiller is brought down by Shane Dunaway. Still thinking about that big district game last week. I tell you what, California's had Blair Oak's number, haven't they, Jeff?
Yeah, they have. They've really put it on Blair Oak. Seems like every year, you know, you think it's going to be a closer game than what it really is. California really scouts Blair Oak's good. I think they know that system well, and they really know what to do against them.
Good return by Lockmiller all the way out to the 45-yard line of the Bombers. Wing right formation. Jim Edwards gets in behind center. Handoff to Lockmiller. He's across the line of scrimmage and tripped up. Picks up about a yard. Looked like Trevor Theroff was in on that tackle. The far side defensive tackle. He's lined up on the right side. the Bombers from left to right offensively here. With 9:23 left in the first quarter, there's no score. It was 3 plays and a punt for the Pintos in their first offensive series.
And like Coach Hickman says, John Burroughs, they don't do anything fancy on offense, Troy, just straight ahead, up the gut football.
Wing to the near side is Ken Ikeda. Here's the snap to Edwards and a handoff. It's Lockmiller, and he's out to midfield. He's out to the 50 on that 2nd down and 9 carry, brought down by Shane Dunaway up from the secondary. It'll be 3rd down and about 5. They mark this ball just into California territory, so mark it at the California 49.5. And that's where the Bombers will take over. Jim Edwards is now checking out of the ball game, and we'll have a new quarterback. We'll check and see who it's going to be. Maybe Lockmiller. They use that guy all over the field. Looks like it's going to be a shotgun formation. Lopsided line. The snap's going to go to Lockmiller. Lockmiller, nothing fancy. He's going to sweep far side, and he is shy of the first down chain by about a yard. He's out to the